I'm here today with Joni Burton. What's the story behind Polly Mae?
Polly Mae was a name that I gave my sister and I. We used to be a duo. And she quit the band it's been 4 years now. And Polly Mae, we already had the website. We already had everything, so I kept it. But it actually is my grandma's name. And we had started out naming ourselves Harmony. And it just wasn't original enough. So we wanted something that really meant something to us. And our grandma has a huge influence on our lives. We love her so much. And she's a big supporter of our music. So we named it Polly Mae. It's named after our grandma.
That's nice.
She liked it too. She feels kind of famous.
When you was a little girl, what did y'all do for fun?
Well, we didn't have much. So we raised across my grandparents' farm, across the road. I don't remember doing a lot of things as far as like leaving the house and doing stuff. I literally roamed around the farm. If it was motorized, we rode it. And literally dirt bikes, three-wheelers, lawn mowers. If it had a motor, we were riding it around the farm. We helped farm as well. But for fun, I can remember just going down by the creek or the creek and just spending time down there catching crawdads. We'd go fishing. I had to be very creative because we didn't have much. So I made up all kinds of different things that me and my cousins would do. We would play games or we'd go on these hiking adventures. We got in trouble sometimes too because we'd be in woods that wasn't our territory, or we were building forts that we shouldn't, just out too late, didn't come home when we were supposed to. But other than that, it would probably be boring to kids nowadays because of technology, but we really had to find things to do. So it actually made us very creative people as we grew up.
Grow up around music?
My whole life has been music. My mom is a singer, was a singer. She sang with my aunt and my grandma. They were a gospel trio. They traveled and sang. They actually put out an album, many, many years ago. I sang in church most of my life, and I sang on live TV, I think the first time when I was like 16, maybe even 15. But I was super shy growing up. I was a kind of an introvert, and I would get really embarrassed when people would talk to me. So singing to me was like something I had to do because I grew up around it. And then eventually, as I got older, I realized how much of a passion it was for me and how much I really enjoyed doing it. And I had to grow out of that shy stage, so to speak. So it has been in my life as long as I can remember.
What can you tell people about your music?
Well, our first album is 5 years old now, which that's ancient in music terms. My sister and I co-wrote all of the songs on there. It had a great retro country sound to it because that's what we like traditional country. Most of our fans like traditional country, but I don't really know how to put a label or a description on it. What I have to say is the lyrics and the melodies just came from our heart, and they're just who we are. So I don't really know what to say other than it's just who we are. The lyrics are exactly our life, what we live through, what we've gone through. So it's just us, I guess.
Okay. Right now you're at CMA Fest 2016.
Yes.
How does that make you feel?
Oh, I'm so excited. This is my 5th year. I feel like an old person. You mentioned we met, 3 years ago at CMA Fest? So I've been here a while, and it's always exciting for me. It's generally, I've always been at the Tootsie's booth for the last 4 years. This year I'm at Nashville Universe booth, which is really exciting. It's a new venue, and it's a new person in Renegade Radio. Nashville actually is the one that got involved with me in my music, and they're the one that asked me and invited me to be here this year. So I'm super excited. The energy here is crazy. There's thousands and thousands of fans, and they're country music fans, and you can walk down the street. You don't even have to do anything. You just be here, and you just can feel the energy. It's so exciting. So it's always a blessing to be here.
Okay. What you got going on for 2016?
Well, we're just beginning the summer of a crazy schedule of all kinds of shows in Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, and Tennessee. I think the most exciting thing that I have coming up this year is my new album, and I'm recording that next month on July 5th and 6th in Oklahoma City. My producer is Don Johnson. He was the music director for Emmylou Harris and Ricky Skaggs, so I'm super excited about working with him. This album is going to be even more raw because all of the songs are all written by me. There's no co-writers on the album. So I put this off for 2 years. I was scared to death to write this album. I really couldn't get into any kind of creative train whatsoever, and it took me a while. And then once I figured out what I wanted to do and how I wanted it to sound, I sent the music off. They loved it. Matter of fact, he sent me an email yesterday, and he said this is going to be a fun album. So that's probably the most exciting news that I have right now, is that the new album is going to be coming out this year.
Did they give you a date or anything like that?
Well, we'll record it next month. They said by the time they get the production done and they get it mastered and get it distributed, it's probably going to take 3 or 4 months. So I think we're looking at a fall release date. If it comes any sooner, I would be thrilled. But I think realistically speaking, it's probably going to be the fall when it comes out.
Okay. What can you say to your supporters and fans?
Oh my gosh. This interview would be 2 hours long if I could say everything I wanted to, but it blows my mind when I can tell you that fans reach out to me sometimes and they don't even know that I'm having a bad day or that I feel like giving this up. This industry is not an easy industry to be in. And there's just days where you gotta get on stage and entertain people when you don't feel like it, or you've had a bad day, or things go sour. My fans are absolutely amazing, and they stuck by me for 5 years now when I decided to do this full time, and this is all I was going to do. They stuck by me when my sister quit, when we were a duo. We came out blazing as a duo, and then when I had to go solo, that was a really hard time in my life. I didn't want to go by myself. I wanted her with me, and they backed me all the way. The venues backed me all the way. We have supporters and investors who've invested in our albums over the past year, so I am so thankful and blessed. I couldn't be any happier. So what I would have to say is thank you from the bottom of my heart. And you don't realize how important you are to me. I couldn't do this without them.
Where can people see your videos, events, and tour dates?
Tour dates they can find on my website. Actually, all of it will link them somewhere or the other on my website. It's PollyMae, POLLY-MAE.com. That has a link to my YouTube, which I'm really working hard to get some new stuff up there. There's some things from past years, but we just implemented a GoPro camera at our shows. So we'll be doing some more live video and some video from our most recent shows. And so you can find video there. Please go to my Facebook page. It's facebook.com/PollyMae Country, but you can find it again from the website. If you go to the website, you can find Instagram, Facebook, videos. And then another really cool app is called Bands in Town. If you go to my website and you visit the homepage and you click on that Bands in Town, it's an app that you can download. And every time I announce a new concert, it alerts my fans and lets them know. It's another fun thing that it does is if you have photos from a show, you can upload them on there. You can make comments. You can RSVP to concerts. So I'd really like to get a lot of my fans over to using that app because it's really interactive with me, and I get all the alerts and the notifications. So I'd like them to use it more if they would. And it's a great way to keep in touch with me and to find out when all the show dates are.
Okay. Well, thanks for being on the show today.
Thank you, Rich. I appreciate it.
That's awesome.